So, all right, y'all have any questions so far on what we've gone over thus far? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, guys, let's rock it and roll it. So we just finished talking about China. We talked about the Silk Road. We talked about the Great Wall of China. So now we're going to come down to number 23, and we're going to start to talk about Greece. So when we the geography of a specific place references what? The location. Location. Good. So let's, for number 23, the question asks what? Somebody read the question for me. How? I mean, how did the geography of Greece affected development? Thank you. High five. All right. So how did the geography of Greece affect this development? Well, think about it. Greece was made up of what? Land. Rocky mountains. And what else? And a lot of islands. Rocky mountains and islands. All right, so now let's think about this thing. Let's use a little bit of common sense. So if we have mountains and islands, which means what? Water. What is that? What would that do? What would that do? You think it would be easy to develop or hard to develop? Hard to develop. So what we want to say is that the way that it affected development, there were isolated city-states, okay, and a lack of, and y'all remember this word, arable land. Arable means what, guys? So one thing I realized that there was no water here. Well, no. Islands, so you know there was plenty of water. But think about it. Just think about, I'm trying to think of somewhere. I mean, have you anywhere southwest in Virginia? Well, if you go southwest in Virginia, mountains. Past Roanoke. I'm talking about like Pulaski, Covington, way on out there, almost to West Virginia. So think about it. If you're all the way up here and surrounded by water, I mean, who's going to get to you? And if you're on hills and they're rocky, how are you going to farm? Are you going to dig through the rocks? Are you going to plant through the rocks? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, so lack of arable land. And remember that arable meant farming, okay? So a lack of farmland, which does what? If you can't farm, all right then, leads to colonization. Okay? Colonization. All right. Now, we're going to talk about bodies of water. Somebody read question number 24 for me.
Which seas are associated with ancient Greece?
And know where they're located. All right, babies. There are 3 seas we're going to talk about real quick. The first sea that you need to know when we talk about Greece is, the Aegean Sea. First, that's the number 1 sea associated with Greece. The Aegean Sea, okay? The Aegean Sea. Now, the second sea is the sea that you need to know that everything makes money off of this sea. Which sea is it? The Med Sea. And you know that Med is Mediterranean. And you know what? A good way to remember the Mediterranean Sea and money, medical. Doctors make money, some of them. So Mediterranean Sea. And the last sea, you probably won't remember, but it's the Iconic Sea. The Iconic Sea, okay? Ionic. I don't know why I said Ionic. Ionic Sea. Sorry about that. Ionic Sea. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, what were the city-states in Greece? The two major ones that we talked about. Two major city-states that we talked about. Think about it. Greece. There were two major city-states that we talked about in Greece. Greece only. Two major city-states. There you go, Athens and Sparta. So let's look at number 25. All right. Number 25 asks, what are the stages in the evolution of government in Athens? Let's use our acronym. Our acronym is MAT-D. MAT-D. All right. So MAT-D. Well, first of all, M is for monarchy. And a monarchy means they was ruled by who?
King.
Good. Ruled by the king. All right. So you got this king. And he just handling things. But then you got a few more people and they're like, hold up, king. We with you on this. So he bring about, I'm the king, right? Queen. And y'all are my princes, right? And princesses. So I'm going to bring y'all on and we are going to be the aristocracy, okay? And so the aristocracy would be ruled by, we're going to say the elite, because we're elite. You know, we're royalty, okay? So we have the aristocracy. All right. Then we're going to step back and, you know what? Those aristocrats are doing too much. So me and Kendrick, we're going to shut y'all down. We're going to become the tyrants. So then we have rule by tyranny. And you know, a tyrant is almost like a dictator. They just do too much. And so then we're going to get tired. You know, we sick and tired of you, Draco and Solon, telling us what to do. So we're going to come up with the concept of democracy, or the concept of direct democracy, okay? Athens is responsible for the concept of democracy, all right? Okay. So we good with these? Are you still writing? You can continue to write, sweetie. Who is this? You just kept looking at him. What is he looking at? Okay. So, y'all know Miss Jones have to like these different color markers, so I want to use he don't really have a whole lot of different colors. Ooh, I got a pretty one. Okay. So, we just talked about the stages in the evolution of government. So, now we're going to get into talking about war. And we're going to talk about what? The Persian Wars. Do you remember what the results of the Persian War? Do you remember what they were?
Athens and Sparta.
Okay, all right. So when we get to talking about Punic Wars, Peloponnesian Wars, we talk about Rome as a whole, right? When we talk about the Persian Wars, Athens gets control of the what? Aegean Sea. So the first thing we want to say is Athens gains control of the Aegean Sea. And guys, you don't have to write everything word for word. I want you to learn how to kind of shorthand, because the higher you go, you're going to always have a lot of notes. So I want you to kind of learn a little bit of shorthand. Okay. So Athens also keeps its independence. And what's another word for independence? Freedom. Freedom. Liberties, okay? And then this is the most important piece. The Persian Wars unites Athens and Sparta. That's significant, okay? The Persian Wars unites Athens and Sparta. All right? Okay. Now we're going to keep on talking about Greece. And we are going to talk about one architectural structure in Greece. What was that one architectural structure in Greece? And it was named after someone. Now, this is a four-part question. So the first part of the question is saying, what is the architectural building we need to remember for Greece? It starts with the P. Parthenon. Okay. The second question asks what? The second question asks, who were its builders, right?
Phidias.
Good. Phidias and whom? Pericles. All right. Who, no, what city was it in? It was in what city?
Greece. Not Rome.
We still in Greece. It can be either or. Was it Athens or Sparta?
Oh, Athens.
It was in Athens. And so if it was in Athens, what was that Greek god or goddess that it was named after? Athena. Good. Good. That was beautiful, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, perfect. Now, this is going to be fun. 28 is going to be fun. I hope Miss Jones not telling her age, but y'all should still remember this cartoon. Read the question for me, and then I'm going to give y'all the joke.
Who was the great poet of ancient Greece?
Okay, the great poet of ancient Greece. He had a son named Bart.
Bart Simpson.
So who was Homer? Good, good. And don't write Homer Simpson. Okay, so Homer was the great poet in ancient Greece. And what were the names of his two works? The what? Huh? No, but you close. The Iliad and the Odyssey. The Iliad and the Odyssey. The Iliad and the Odyssey. Okay? All right, I'm gonna try to get through 32 and then we'll take a break. Okay, because 32 will take us through the rest of Greece and then we'll jump into Rome. Okay, let's look at number 29. Somebody read 29 for me.
What are the names of Greek columns? What did he start?
Okay, do y'all remember the Greek columns? You remember? Now, look, Miss Jones is not an artist, but I want you to remember the acronym DIC. Okay? D is for Doric. I is for what? It's almost like that C we were talking about. Ionic. And C is for Corinthian. Now, this is how you can remember these. The Ionic has eyes. So the Ionic looks a little bit like this. And I told y'all Miss Jones can't draw. But this is what an Ionic column kind of look like. Okay? A Doric column is basically just dull. Okay? And a Corinthian is beautiful. Think about, Corinthians is a book in the Bible. So think about a Corinthian column as having a crown around it. Okay? So Doric is dull. Ionic has two eyes, and Corinthian has a crown. And I know my Corinthian column look like a tree, but don't judge me because I cannot draw. I never said I was an artist. It was. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So, number 30. Which civilization eventually conquered the Greek city-states after, now make sure you highlight, after the Peloponnesian Wars?
Sparta.
It starts with the M. Macedonia. Macedonia. Macedonia is the civilization. Notice it says civilization. Which civilization eventually conquered the Greek city-states after the Peloponnesian War? Macedonia. Macedonia. Okay. I know. I don't know why they got the music up so loud. I guess because they're done with SOLs, but okay. What was the son? No, who was the son of Philip II? He was great. Who was the son of Philip II? I just gave you part of the answer. He was great. But his name was not Philip. There you go. Good job, Kendrick. Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great. All right. And what major contribution did he bring to Greek culture? Hellenism. Hellenism. Remember? Hellenic culture. Alexander the Great is known for Hellenism. Now, number 32 is just a spin-off of 31. And basically, number 32 is asking you, how was the above culture spread through Greece, Egypt, Persia, and India? How do you think it? How do we spread? How does stuff spread? Moving, but the term that we want to use is conquest and military adventures. Conquest and military adventures. Conquest and military adventures. Huh? Mm-hmm.